Okay, hi, this is Raymond Stapleton, and tonight we're going to be talking about the Onion video conferencing system. This system allows us to communicate with large groups of people, even if we're not in the same room with them. Now I'm going to close up show you some different features of the screen, if I can. This gives us the name, the version number of the software, and the time. This shows us kind of a representation of what the screen would look like if we're actually in use. Well, it's a little hard to see with the glare, but the Onion's right on top there. This is a picture-in-picture. This is what the other people would look like, and we know the time. It tells you if you want to add the Onion to join the meeting on your phone, you can do so. And then on the far end here would be some information that would show me the ID number of this particular device for being able to sign in and use this from scratch, actually setting things up. Now I'm going to try to show you the back here. The back simply has a plug for an Ethernet cable, an HDMI cable, as well as the power cable. There are also plugs in the back there for use with USB connections. But at the moment, the only thing that connects to the USB would be a speakerphone, sort of like just a little box that you might use, and that is it. All right, I'm going to stop this for just a moment and come right back, and when I do, we're going to show a little bit more about the Onion video conferencing system. Okay, we're right back. It didn't take very long, and basically this is what you're seeing from the distance if you were sitting inside of a meeting room. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to start the meeting that we were just in on another video. And when I start the meeting, I'm actually using my Android tablet. I've side-loaded the application that would normally go on your iPhone or your Android phone. So therefore it functions somewhat for me, at least in the point of getting the meeting started. Now on my display, I'm seeing my face fully here, but then it's starting to connect with the actual device itself because this tablet is tied into that camera on the top. And there you go, you can see me now. I'm sitting there, I'm waving and talking to you. Off on the far right hand side, and I'm going to scan over there and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. You notice 4 icons there. The top one talks about the connection. I'm connected via an Ethernet cable. I have the speakers turned on. I have the microphone currently turned off. And I have the camera turned on. At the very top of the screen, and let me see if I can, there we go. Right up there, we see that there is a meeting ID number. Now, this meeting ID number changes each and every time you set up a new meeting. It also gives the name of the meeting, and just off to the right of that is the person who is hosting the meeting. Very far end over here is the word Onion and the time. Now, I have tried desperately to reset the time, and for whatever reason, perhaps because I don't have the Android phone, I'm unable to reset the time. And for whatever reason, it shows the internal IP address down there. I'm not worried about you seeing that because everybody has an IP address that pretty much starts with the same sets of numbers. Okay, so what does this do? First off, I'm taking a video recording of a video display, and so it may not look that great right now. The colors are a little bit muted out. That is in part because of the lighting that I have in this room. I do not have the best lighting in here. It is also in part because this is an earlier version of the product. This version that I have is not the one that's going to be sold to you when you go to the website and purchase this product. I have an early model. So with this being an early model, some things have changed. Now, one of the things that I was talking about earlier is that when you have somebody join a meeting, they're going to be able to have their display, their picture, on the screen at the same time. So how does this work? Let's talk about the logistics of this. we have a camera up at the top up there. That camera has speakers and microphones on it. Ideally, this is to be set up in a conference room, someplace where you expect to have large groups of people that would be sitting in on a meeting. By having that in there, everybody in the conference room can see whoever's on the other end of the screen talking to them, or they can hear them if they choose not to turn on their camera and just simply use the audio only. The audio coming from this is very, very clear, very sharp, and very well received. The video, on the other hand, for me, and I mentioned this earlier in the other video, but I'll repeat it again in case you didn't see that video. The video coming into the device from another source for me does not work because of the fact that I do not have the best quality internet speeds needed to be able to do what needs to be done. In other words, when somebody tries to send in a video feed at the same time that I'm sending out one via this device, what I end up getting is frozen screens. What I end up getting from me is audio that freezes up. Now, it is not saying that that's going to happen when you use this in your business, but because I do not have the best quality internet, I live out in the middle of nowhere, and I've got pretty low speeds as far as my upload speeds. The downloads are just hanging in there at enough to do what we're doing, but my upload speeds are not nearly enough. So when I try to do this, it clogs up my bandwidth and nothing comes through right. So rather than showing you a failure like that, I'm going to show you what it would look like should somebody actually be having a video coming in. And I apologize, you're going to have to pretend that somebody is actually talking to us on the other end. So bear with me just a moment. I have to go off screen to do this. I cannot do it from my tablet because I'm using the tablet to control the device there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the program that I brought up earlier from the PC. And I'm going to go ahead and join the meeting. Since I already typed in the meeting ID number that's at the top, I don't have to do it again on my program because we're still in that same meeting time frame. And again, if the audio is a little bit off right now because I'm far away from the camera, again, I apologize. It does take me a little bit of time, again, because of that slow internet speeds. Now, you notice the screen changed, and you notice at the bottom showed that I joined the meeting. Okay, my name on this system is Ray. My real name is Raymond, but I joined the meeting, and now in just a few moments, I'm going to get a video image on my side here on the PC. And when I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and click on and turn on the camera. Even though I doubt seriously that we're going to get anything, I'm going to try to do it anyway, because I want you to see what it would look like should I try to get that running. Again, it takes a few moments because of the fact that my system is really, really slow right now. You know, I'm going to go ahead and lower my video quality on this little camera down as low as I possibly can, just in case. Now see, when you do this, if you only have one person joining into the meeting with video, our video, as you can see right there, it got small and it dropped up to the top left-hand corner of the screen, and the other person's video would show up in the box there, much larger visualization. Again, it doesn't look like it's going to come through, so rather than continue with that on this particular system, I'm going to go ahead and drop that and drop right out of the meeting on this tablet. It goes right back into having a full screen video again, and we're back into business. Now, there are a few things that I can do. One of the things we discussed before in the other video is from devices, I can upload content to the meeting. So if there was a file I needed to share, I can share it from my phone or from my computer with everybody that's in the meeting. On the back of the Onion is a place to put a micro SD card. So there is a micro SD card inside there that I could be able to share files back and forth. Now what I can also do, let me get the right button here, is I can activate the whiteboard. The whiteboard is just simply a place where we can do business. I turn my tablet sideways. We can do certain businesses right there and be able to look at some things and draw some pretty pictures. We can change colors of different things there. We can make different marks. Now that's obviously nothing fancy there, okay? And I'm using my fingertips, so we're not really getting any kind of precision or quality, and I don't expect to have any precision or quality. And I can turn the whiteboard, or I can start a new whiteboard if I wanted to. And I'm back out of the whiteboard in just a moment. It says that it stopped sharing, and we're right back into the meeting. I did mention, or I think I mentioned, that the video quality here is a little bit low on this particular model. Again, I talked with the people. One of the ladies is very, very helpful, and she's been contacting me quite often whenever I have questions. And she said that they have changed the camera. This was just a get one started out so I could test it out and see what I thought about it. And she showed me the before and after images from the new camera versus this one, and it is dramatically cleaner. So I think that this is something that is very, very solid. The packaging on this was great. The website, oh my goodness, you need to go to their website and take a look at their stuff. It is stunning. They've got so much business information. They've got lots of frequently asked questions. They've got lots of help ideas. They've even got help ideas on how to conduct a successful business and how to set up a successful business room and a meeting room and how to do what we're doing right now, teleconferencing, in the most productive and time-saving manner. Now, one of the neat things, like I said, I can set up these meetings ahead of time, and I can have multiple meetings set up all over the place, and all we have to do is just simply start the meeting from our phone or our computer, and we're ready to go. Now, as a basic package, when you get this, and you'll say you just have a small business, you've got yourself, the boss, and maybe 2 or 3 employees. Okay, do you really need one? Maybe. It could certainly save time, especially if the boss is out trying to do certain things outside of the business, and he's away on a business trip someplace, and he wants to communicate with everybody, and he'll be able to see each other back and forth. You set one of these up in the break room, the meeting room, wherever it is you happen to have, and for nothing, for no cost whatsoever, 3 people can sign in and join a meeting and be able to communicate back and forth to each other. For a little bit more of a cost, 10 people can join a meeting, and this is a monthly cost. 10 people can join a meeting. That means that I could have several people sitting here inside the meeting room involved in the conference side from this device, and other people can tie into the meeting from their cell phones or from their computers. That's not bad. Then it goes up to, I believe it was 20, then 30, 50, and then 100. So if you have a large company, you could have up to 100 people joining a meeting at the same time, and that's not a bad thing at all. Do you need more than one of these devices? No, you don't need more than one of these devices. However, if you happen to have more than one conference room that you want to have a lot of people sitting into, you can have more than one of these devices. The thing is, the device doesn't care what part of the country you're in or even what part of the world you're in. When I first set this thing up, I had an audio conference with someone in another side of the world, all the way in China, I believe it was, completely on the opposite side of the world, 14 hours difference time zone, and we had a conversation with each other, and I could hear her beautifully. I could hear the cars passing by on the street. That's how sensitive the audio was on here. And it actually sounded clearer talking to her on this onion than it did when she called me and I talked to her on my home telephone. That tells me some good things about this. I look forward to hearing any comments, seeing anybody's questions. Until then, I want to tell you that I'm very excited about this, and I think that you will be too. Again, this is Raymond Staple and DragonBlogger.com, wishing you a great evening and even better tomorrow. Thank you and good night.
Disclaimer: this product was provided to the author to do a review. All opinions are 100% authors and authors alone. For more information, visit bit.ly/dbdisclose. To have your product or brand showcased on Dragon Blogger, visit bit.ly/reviewmyproduct. Thank you for watching.